Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Welcome back to another episode of the Heart to Heart Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Gregory Hart, and this room has a fucking wild echo. We're in a new studio. Right now I'm sitting on part of the set of Fresh Thoughts from the Hearts. Heart to Heart will be over there. I just haven't got my chair yet, so I'm sitting over here right now. A lot of getting used to. Okay, there's a lot of changes people make in their life, and sometimes you're not happy with them. Right now, I've got ups and downs. Me and my wife moved to a new location, and we live on a train track, and I didn't know what that all entailed. I was like, oh, well, you don't see very many trains anymore. I didn't think that we use trains as much as we do. We use fucking trains. First night, it was like, midnight, 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 6 a.m., trains going by, and fucking horns a-blowing. Like, I'm talking, I thought we were, like, you wake up and you're fucking scared. Like, you wake up and you think that, like, the missiles are coming, World War III is beginning. I'm not going. Like, I think about it all the time. This is such an ADHD. Let's fucking feed into the ADHD today. I wouldn't go. Are we allowed to fight back on that? Like, I'm not going to fight for my country. Does that make me a pussy? Sure does. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I feel like it's gonna be very, very fast with a modern war now. I feel like I'd just be blown up, or I would trip and break my ankle, and then they'd have to kill me because I'm just holding everyone back, or there wouldn't be enough food, and I'd be fucking angry. And it's probably just best if I'm here. I'll come up with some sweet ideas on how we can take on the enemies, but I just don't want to be out in the actual war zone. Anyway. So these trains are going by, and fucking they have to the train tracks near my house where they cross roads don't have the actual like arms that come down. We're yawning already? It's probably because I'm fucking out of Magic Mind. My order's on its way. I didn't know this, but the tracks that don't have arms, the train has to honk or blow the horn, blow the whistle really far in advance, as loud as it can go. And like, I was out barbecuing the other night and it went by, and like, I was actually like, my ears hurt. Like, you move into like a beautiful 4-bedroom house and you're like pumped, you have a backyard and a big deck, and you're just like super excited, and then a fucking train goes by and just blows all your happiness. I'm actually still enjoying the place, and based on talking to the people that live in the neighborhood, you get so used to, like, you drown out the noise because you're so used to it. Yawn number 2. I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for the weekend where, like, I have friends come over and stay over, and that fucking thing goes off in the middle of the night, and they have a fucking minor panic attack. And I'm not going to say that I wouldn't find it humorous. I would probably laugh. Anyway, that's definitely the biggest cons. The spacing is awesome. Bell mobility can fucking eat my ass. I don't know who here has ever had a great relationship with their internet provider, because like, yawn number 3. Because I have yet to find one that is true to what they say. Like, I feel like it's the one thing on the planet that they can advertise how fast your internet is supposed to be and what you're paying for, and it's not their fault if you're not getting that. What is going on here? Okay, there's pretty much 2 internet providers. There's Rogers and Bell. It's a fucking monopoly. Everyone knows that. They're the only ones that have the options. They have all the infrastructure. And even if you're using a different... number 4 complete. Even if you're using like a different brand, like a Fido or a a World Line or whatever the hell, Tech Savvy, they all use their lines anyway, so they're making money on it regardless. The thing that pisses me off is I had Rogers Internet when I left my last place and came here and asked me if the same internet was available here. They said, yep, exact same package, 1.5 gigs. I'm like, perfect, because I do a lot of uploading and downloading with doing my podcast. It comes, and down here in the basement, I get like 100 megabits a second. And I know it splits across all the different devices, but at this point, I only had... Okay, that's yawn number 5, and I don't know how to stop them. Like, is there a trick? Do I need to, like, punch myself in the nuts? Like, what is going on here? Anyway, I only had a couple devices connected, and apparently the internet divides between all of them. So, like, if you have 1.5 and you have 3 devices on it, you should get 500 megabits a second each. I was getting 100 on my computer. I need faster than that for my upload, to get my stuff uploaded onto the internet quicker for my... It just takes too long to edit if I have to wait for that shit. Now, so I called Bell because, like, I've heard that, like, newer subdivisions, they get Bell fiber optic quicker than Rogers. So I called Bell and I said, hey, do you guys have fiber optic? Because right now I don't have fiber internet and it's a little bit hit or miss. Some days it's 500. Some days I'm getting 50 megabits a second. They're like, yep, we have true fiber internet in your neighborhood. You'll get 1.5 true gigabytes per second. I'm like, awesome. I don't give a fuck what the price is at this point. Sign me up. So it's $30 more a month. They come in yesterday, they drill a hole through my wall, and they bring in the fiber optic cable. I said, is this room good enough? Like, is this a good spot? He's like, yep, that's fine. It's just a bungalow. You'll have no issue getting good internet throughout the whole house. Okay, awesome. He leaves. He says, wait an hour before plugging in the router. Such a stupid... Yawn number 6. Such a stupid system. So they have a thing where they save you money if you hook up the router yourself, the modem, sorry. So the guy comes in, drills the hole, brings the fiber optic in, sets up the modem, plugs it in, and plugs the fiber optic cable into the modem, plugs the outlet or the power cable into the outlet, but then leaves it just sitting beside the modem. I go in to see him. I'm like, when will I have internet? He's like, okay, so what you have to do is you have to wait an hour after I leave to plug in the router or plug in the modem. I'm like, okay, why? He's like, because we're not supposed to set them up. You guys have to set them up. It's kind of like to save money. You guys set up the modem. Oh, yawn number 7. So I'm like, okay. But, like, it's all set up. All I have to do is plug in the power cable. He said, yep. I'm like, so I'm saving $60. But if I plug in that modem within the next hour, they will assume that you plugged it in and I'll get charged $60 to my bill? Yeah. I'm like, are we fucking children? You did all of that. I'm paying you $95 a month after taxes for internet. And you're going to go that far, but you can't plug in the fucking power cable or it costs me more money? Anyway, so I wasn't going to argue with this guy. He left. It's obviously not him to make the decisions on what they fucking charge for. So he leaves. 12:30 comes around. I plug it in. Internet's running. I do a speed test on the actual router or on the modems because you can actually do it there. Am I going to say router instead of modem any more times this episode? So I plug it in, and it shows speed test 1,600 megabits per second. So 1.6 gigs per second. Unreal. I do a speed test on my phone sitting next to the router. Initially, it's like 100. I'm like, what the fuck? It's the only device that's now connected to this internet. So I should get true 1.6 megabits per second or 1.6 gigs per second on my phone. I'm getting like 100. I walk like 15 feet away and I'm down to 50. I come down here into my basement where my studio is. I'm getting 20, sometimes 8. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on right now? So then I go upstairs and I try my phone again in the actual room right beside the router, and I'm getting 500. I'm like, okay, maybe it's just going to take some while for it to speed up. So I waited till today. It's been up for a full 24 hours. I come in here today. I go in there to check the router. I'm at like 80. Sitting next to a 1.6 gig per second router modem. Holy fuck, I'm losing my mind. So now I'm fucking pissed. I'm like, okay, so I'm paying $30 more per month. The modem that is fucking 2.5 feet away from me is getting the 1.6 that I'm supposed to be getting, but none of my devices are getting it. How the fuck does that work? So I come downstairs to my computer, a pretty well built computer. I'm not saying that I'm fucking hacking into NASA, but it's a decent computer for editing. And it usually gets pretty solid internet. And before, when I was paying for 1.5 gigs per second with Rogers, I was usually averaging about 200, and the computer was getting it. All in all, this is way too deep of a story to talk about my fucking internet on a podcast because that's just fucking ridiculous. But all in all, I call Bell and say, hey, I pay for 1.6 gigs per second, and I'm sitting next to my router right now I'm sitting next to my modem right now with the only thing connected, and I'm getting 100. He's like, okay, let me check. Fucking types on his keyboard, checks. He's like, the router, I'm stupid. The modem is getting 1.6 gigabytes per second. I'm like, yeah, I can see that. He said, how old is your device? I said, less than a year old. Cell phones, like, what are we talking about right now? It has 5G. Who gives a fuck? I'm sitting next to it, and I'm getting 1/16 of the fucking internet speed. He's like, well, Bell is providing that modem 1.6 gigabytes per second. That's what you pay for. I'm like, okay, let's just take this for instance here. I hire a fucking painting company to paint my entire house, and they tell me it's going to cost me $1,000. I know it's going to cost well more than that, but that's what I get told. $1,000 to paint my whole house. They come inside, they paint the entire first room, they paint 3/4 of the second room, half of the third room, and 1/4 of the fourth. And by the time I get downstairs, there's no fucking paint left. And they charge me $1,000. You don't think I'm going to be fucking pissed? You don't think people are going to be upset? We're giving you your 1.6 gigs per second. It's not our fault that the fucking modem that we provided doesn't get the fucking internet all the way through your house. What? Do I have to live in a 10 by 10 fucking house to get the actual internet that I'm paying for? This is fucking highway robbery. Now, if you skipped through that whole story because you were sick of hearing me bitch, here's the fucking gist. I pay for 1.6 gigabytes per second. I go fucking 35 feet away. I get 50 megabits per second. They tell me it's a fucking my house problem. What are you guys fucking new to provide an internet that goes through walls? That's my heart-to-heart rant. Let's have a real heart-to-heart. I haven't had a real heart-to-heart in a long time. I think that everyone is too hard on themselves. I know that it's a very talked about subject with how social media and Instagram and Twitter and TikTok all show you yawn number 8. You're welcome. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, all these places show you the best version of the life that everyone pretends to be living. I think there's fear in everyone. I think there's fear of running out of money, or a war happening, or taxes going up, gas going up, housing prices going up, food prices going up. I think there's just a fear of failure, the fear of putting yourself through, like, our parents were growing up, and school, going to college and stuff wasn't as important, or even their parents. It was getting a trades job or working in a factory. Some people went to school, but it wasn't like you weren't fucked if you didn't. Now, when I was approaching going to college, it was the must. Everyone was going to college. It's a must. You got to go. You got to get an education to find out what you want to do with the rest of your life. You got to go spend $15,000 minimum. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you Magic Mind, okay? This little bottle of joy makes my day smoother, more focused, more dialed, and no crashes. I know if you're listening to this and you're a person that doesn't have high energy, you drink multiple coffees a day, or you slip an energy drink in, which is super not good for you. Imagine if you woke up in the morning, you had your first beautiful cup of coffee, and you cranked one of these little bottles. That's what I do. And I stay energized throughout my whole day. My focus is dialed in because of the amazing things they put in this. Vitamins, adaptogens, nootropics, lion's mane, matcha. All of that is in this little tiny green bottle. There's green liquid that comes in here, and it actually tastes good. It actually tastes good. You think, oh, this thing does all these things for me. It must taste like garbage. It does not. Okay? It helps with focus, energy, less stress, and immunity in the vitamins. Okay? Do more, stress less with a Magic Mind productivity shot. Okay? And for right now, my listeners can go to www.magicmind.com/heart2heart. That's HEART, the number 2, HART, and get up to 56% off of your subscription. Now, if you're just looking to purchase something, you can use my code HEART20. That's HEART 20, and that's valid for a discount on one-time purchases. Okay, that's 20% off. The deal is there. The opportunity to not be exhausted all day is there. And the opportunity to not crash and actually get the things accomplished at the end of the day that you want to is there with Magic Mind. I love this stuff. Let's get back to the episode. Yeah, about $15K for like a 2-year program. And that's in Canada. Luckily, I know the US have it much harder than that. But I got to go spend $15,000. I have to make the decision when I'm fucking 17 years old or maybe 18 to what I'm going to do for the rest of my fucking life when I have no idea how to manage money, how to pay taxes, what it costs to control a house when it comes to land property taxes. And I think we're just getting to the point now where it's like the world is in so much debt. And we're just scared that, like, we were told that the smart thing to do, the best thing you can do for your future is to go to school and to try and make something of yourself. And, like, now you're not making as good of money as you need to pay for your mortgage or your expenses or your kids or your food or your taxes. I think the most ignorant fucking thing, and maybe I'm just so dumb and naive to it, is we pay taxes on fucking everything. A good percentage of your paycheck goes to taxes. A good percentage of your food cost goes to taxes. Your gas is majority tax. Everything that you fucking buy is taxed. The manufacturer makes it and is taxed on every single piece that they purchase. Then they put it into a car, and the truck drivers are taxed to take it to the dealerships. Now the consumer or dealership is taxed to purchase it off the manufacturer. Now the consumer is taxed to buy it. Then 3 years later, the consumer doesn't want it anymore, trades it in for a new one that he's taxed on. And then when they sell the used one again, they're taxed on it again. And then at the end of the year, when you do your income taxes, there's an amount owing of like $2,000, and you're like, how? How? I've already given you fucking 30% of what I make. I don't know. Maybe we obviously need it for roads and stuff like that, but like I just don't understand how we have fucking electric cars and wild robots and shit that can do everything for us. Yet we've never prioritized figuring out a better way to balance our economy or make things realistic for everyone. That's a heart to heart. You're scared. You're not what you see on Instagram. You're not what you post on Instagram. The dreams and goals that you have, you're fucking scared to pursue because you don't want to fucking have the rest of your life collapse. I want a podcast full time. I want to do stand-up comedy full time. And the fear is, if I put too much time into doing that, I'll affect my actual job. I'll lose my actual job. I won't be able to pay for my fucking house. I won't be able to pay to go on vacations every year. And all that will go away. But then I still have to be not miserable because I do like my job, but I still have to be stuck in doing something that isn't my fucking goals or dreams. And I think that a lot of people live with that fear of taking the risk. The people that make it, you always hear that they fucking dropped everything else, moved to a place that provided adequate and more opportunities for that said career path, and they fucking made it. And I know there's a large percentage of people that don't. But isn't most of the fucking happiness and goal just fucking trying to go for it? Just saying fuck everything else. If you quit everything else to go after your dreams, won't you put 100% effort into it? Then you get that fear. Will I? I don't wake up and go to the fucking gym every day like I want to. I don't brush my teeth every single day like I want to. I brush my teeth at least once a day. But sometimes I fucking miss the second one. Or I'm fucking exhausted and I'm already in bed. And if you're fucking telling yourself that you always fucking do it, you're gross. You're a fucking liar because you miss it sometimes too. But no one fucking tells that. No one shows their regular day of going to work, waking up in the morning, making a breakfast, make their daily commute, the kind of music they listen to, what they actually enjoy watching on television. We're slowly just morphing into what everyone thinks the rest of society wants. There's a little bit of us that like to push against the norm. And there's a lot of us that just like to be a part of it. The same clothes, getting a Yeti tumbler, getting a Stanley tumbler, getting a fucking Lululemon tights, getting a New Era hat, getting Nikes on your feet, sticking to the script, buying a house, getting married, having kids in whatever order, but doing all those things. I got married. I don't think I want a house. I think if I do, it'll be just to rent it. I won't even fucking live in it. I don't think I want kids. My mind still hasn't changed on that. I want Nikes, and I don't know why. I think they look cool. I think that I'll look nicer if I wear them. I think that people will think that I have a lot of money if I wear Nikes and have a Lululemon jacket and have polo eyeglasses and drive a nice car. But when I'm home and fucking miserable and arguing with my wife about not being able to afford shit, I can't go on vacation, I have to work extra hours to pay for fucking rent. Where is the benefit? I don't know why we're so pushed to make the people that don't fucking mean anything to us happy or jealous of us. That's what I miss about my dad. My dad didn't give a fuck. My dad could care fucking less if what you thought about him. He spoke his mind. He treated everyone with respect. He didn't give a fuck how he was dressed or what fucking name brand clothes he was wearing. He cheered for his traditional sports teams. He wore fucking beige or cream colored fucking dress pants with a fabric surfer shorts belt and a patterned blue fucking button up dress shirt with a shark tooth. Like, he didn't give a fuck. And I'm glad I have a lot of that in me, but I don't have all of it. As I wear an Under Armour The Rock brand fucking long sleeve, Under Armour branded fucking socks. I have Rode mic gear, Shure mics, Rode offset mics. which I get it. You pay for quality when it comes to this stuff. I completely understand that. I just hope that the world hits a point, or at least North America hits a point where they just realize that, like, what the fuck are we so worried about all the time? We have it so fucking well. So fucking well compared to the rest of the world. Yet all we do is bitch. I don't remember the last time I sat down with friends and our conversation didn't go around things we were upset with. I have a large group of friends that we do talk about goals and dreams and ambitions and things that we want to do too. I get that, and we laugh and joke and send each other reels and talk about golfing and football, and don't worry, there's a lot of that too, but I think that it'd be nice if social media just showed our fears. This is the Heart to Heart podcast. Not every guest is going to be the same. I've had comedians, I've had people from Netflix, people from Love Island, people that are nutritionists, people who run marathons 30 days in a row. I want to talk to everyone. Not every moment's going to be a laugh. Not every moment's going to be serious. Not every moment is going to be about health and nutrition. But I want to talk to everyone. And I just wish that, like, on social media, we started posting what our goals were and not what our fake fucking life looks like. I have a handful of goals right now. The Heart to Heart podcast to be my full-time job with fresh thoughts from the hearts with my wife. I want to travel 3 times a year. I want to do stand-up comedy as a paid headliner. Those are real goals that I have. And I think that we have, as a society, have a fear of expressing those goals. You sit behind your screen and you just watch what other people are doing and you're jealous of it or envious or angry or sad and most of it's fake as fuck anyway. What do you want to do? It's very easy to put into words that you only live once. It's very easy to put into to say, just specifically say, you could die any second. Your life could end. It could all be over in the next 10 seconds. Next 10 years. Next 50 years. Who knows? But it's hard to just physically put it into perspective of how fucking brittle we are as humans. I'm 29, 28. I've lost my dad. I've lost friends. I've lost all my grandparents except for one grandmother. I almost died a year and 3 months ago. I've watched many people go through divorce and issues in their life, and yet all you ever see from those same people is the good sides of their life. I'm not saying that it should always be the bad stuff either, but I think it should be realistic. Your fears. I have a fear. I have fears. I have the fear that I'm going to be 40 years old. I'm going to look back at the rest of my life and think, what the fuck were you doing wasting your time? Why were you worried about pleasing people that you don't even fucking talk to anymore? Why were you not pushing harder to do podcasting and stand up more because of what actually makes you happy? Why do you feel like a fucking loser right now? Because you didn't take those 10 years of time, energy, and strength that you had in your 30s to go after the dreams and goals that you want to achieve. And all you did was laid in that bed and stared at your phone and scrolled through other people's imaginary lives. Instead of just living your own. I'm not gonna lie, I said all that, and I don't know if you're gonna hear that in the audio, but my dog just like sighed so loud. I think that I'm putting a lot of pressure on him. He's getting depressed over there. I get it. I just want to be transparent. It just sucks because I don't think transparency helps you grow stuff like this to a audience that'll help you do this full time. I think people want to see a life that they don't have, not the same things they do. Anyway, I hope you're having a great day. I'm going on wild tangents here. We started off this episode talking about how like I have pros and cons of where I live. I'm building a new studio. We've booked a couple trips this year. We're going to Orlando. I believe we're going to go to Boston to see a Red Sox game. I don't know what else to say. I'm trying to like rotate between episodes of just sitting here talking shit and complaining and trying to bring humor to the Heart to Heart, to some episodes like this where I truly go heart to heart. I hope that I'm relatable to some people. I don't think I'll ever be relatable to everyone, other than the fact that we're sick of not having money, getting taxed more, and then still owing tax at the end of the year. I'm sure it's pretty frustrating, but day by day, go after the things you want, live long, prosper. I don't fucking know, whatever all those fucking sayings are. It's been a pleasure talking to you, sitting here with you. Enjoy your day. And the fucking Super Bowl's tonight. And I hope this isn't the second podcast where I didn't predict the Super Bowl correctly. I think the Chiefs are going to win, but I fucking hope they don't. I think it's just easier to hate them. I think that they've worked hard. I think they're a great team. I think they probably do deserve to win. I've got nothing against Taylor Swift. But I think Brock Purdy taking the San Francisco 49ers to the bowl is pretty fucking awesome. I think they deserve to win. Anyway, au revoir. Nice seeing you. Number is 28. So let me know.